On today's IGL podcast, we're going to be talking about a new controller for the Xbox.
I guess you could say this episode is a hands-on preview.
That's you're very funny.
Very clever.
You should get into comedy writing.
Comedy?
Yeah. We haven't done it once on this show, so it's going to be really weird to talk about. Welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Infinite Grenade Launcher. I'm Kyle.
I'm Josie.
I'm Justin.
And we are going to talk today about a pretty cool innovation. The Xbox has announced their new adaptive controller for those gamers with disabilities.
I was about to say, who would benefit from this adaptive controller? Why would you need this adaptive controller?
Well, it looks like those who don't have the ability to be able to play video games with the current remotes that are set right now. It's interesting to look at it. It's sort of a large tablet. It's got a couple discs on it, a couple of buttons, and then there's inputs for every other button there. So you can manipulate it in theory to anything that you need to be able to have.
Something that's very popular for people to do now, is just that you have to kind of hack your own way. If you're not able to hit that button, but you need to use it for a game, maybe you'll make an extender or something like that. This is the first time that people will be able to use their own items in their home that they already are using for ease and convenience paired up into that controller so that, maybe it's a button that makes it easier for you to use, or maybe it's a... I don't know. I would love to know if you use it, let us know.
Apparently, it's only going to cost $100. They've announced that it's going to only cost $100, which seems honestly very approachable because there's a lot of equipment that goes into this. Now, I don't know whether or not you're going to be able to purchase like every peripheral piece for it all at once when you get it. It may only be the original pad, because the original pad, there are a couple of discs on it, and then there are, again, a couple small buttons, and then all the inputs, and I don't know how much more.
They're showing it on the screen right now, yeah.
They'll show us.
For the people at home, but for the listeners.
Man.
No.
They didn't let us.
And they know about your condition, so it's kind of rude.
Right, I thought it was rude. I have a gluten intolerance, and they said they'd
Crohn's
fucking
for me.
send me one.
And, no. It's very
this
cool.
This is great, though. Like, the idea, because if you think about it, video games would be such a great way to get to have more and different experiences if you are, like, confined to a wheelchair or what have you.
Correct.
If you just couldn't normally go experience these things.
Yeah.
I mean...
Pairing
There's
this up.
plenty of things that I can't do either. I mean, Laura Croft's like jumping up walls and shit.
Sure.
I can't
You're selling
do that.
yourself short. Have you tried?
When was the last time you jumped up a wall, Joes?
Hey, listen, it's possible.
I feel like I would sprain something just looking at the wall.
Almost.
But
Sounds like
still, like, how perfect to then be not confined by, if you if you don't have the dexterity in your hands or what have you, to be able to use a traditional controller. Like, now you can go be Laura Croft. You can go,
You can finally participate in the video games the same way everyone else is participating in the video games. And apparently what Microsoft was finding is when people were, like you were saying, Justin, earlier about like hacking your own remote to sort of make it easier. They have the Xbox Elite controller would have the like metal paddles.
For those esports shooters and things
esports
like that. It makes you more accurate.
And they were watching gamers play with the paddles and move them around the way that they were triggering certain things. They're like, well, why haven't we modified? Why can't we take that same idea and actually make a controller that is inclusive so we can get more people involved playing video games? Because I have always found like that was the charm of video games, is that anyone could just sort of sit and play a video game and
the escapism is real.
Right.
Definitely.
And that you stop and think, you're not thinking about literally everyone when you're designing. And I mean, it doesn't seem like these video game companies have actually thought about other people's experiences and like their points of view and the way that they interact with the world. And now it feels like they've finally done at least a certain like concerted effort. I don't know if it's going to be a success.
I mean, it's better than what they have
better
now.
than what they have right now, which is fucking nothing. Like, I don't, it sounds like.
Which is like tape and sticks that you have to attach to your controller.
Right. It just doesn't seem like.
I hope because of that price point that it's brought in, like it's not bought by a bunch of like art school kids in Brooklyn who are like, come to my installation where we play Xbox with a banana, like I don't want that to be the case.
It might have other like
music.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Might have more applications too. Like,
The
it could be,
hope,
but
right?
it could be in hospitals. It could be in, like you're saying,
Exactly.
it's such a form of
Physical therapy
escapism.
and
If you were to
stuff.
pair this up with some virtual reality, let's say, you could really provide such an exhilarating.
Virtual reality. Why don't you just
great,
live in
though.
real reality?
We gotta let him
Is
have
this the way
this
it
one.
goes? Am I just
We
by
gotta-
myself?
Well, it's a
He's-
very
let him
there's
have this
very
one.
therapeutic uses for virtual reality.
honest,
Say
Josie,
you
I
were a
don't like
person
how
who was
cheery
confined
you
to a
are.
wheelchair, maybe you were confined to a home,
say it.
a hospice or something like that, and you want to be able to explore Paris or watch a movie. Were you guys saying something?
Huh? Nope,
No,
nothing at all.
Everything's
And
fine. We
it's such
squashed
a
our
beautiful
beef.
way that people can really have this unique experience, even if it's just a cart that tours around the nursing home
Yeah.
or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, being able to even bring that, it's actually funny. Wii Sports is very popular at my grandma's nursing home.
Oh,
Your
Children's
grandma we talked
Hospital,
about the other
too.
day. Yes.
So my Schwarzenegger grandma.
Yeah. When's we gonna
They
have her on
love
the show?
Wii Sports. They play
Grandma.
Wii bowling, but
When's
maybe
grandma
if there was
flying in?
more.
We
Yeah,
gonna get her
seriously.
for the.
When are we gonna get Grandma here?
Listen, she doesn't fly these days, so it's gonna be.
I'll pay
demands
for
a
the train
pretty
ticket.
penny.
Okay, guys. I'll pay for
Okay.
the train ticket.
Yeah.
And
I
maybe
was
if they
gonna
had-
go pick her up.
Maybe. Oh, thanks, Kyle. He'll
What?
be back in 7 weeks.
Guys, I
because
can't
he's
legally
gonna drive
drive
to
a
New York.
car. I can't go do that.
You're gonna Uber there. The most
I'm
expensive
gonna Uber there. I'm gonna Uber there.
You gotta
and
tell
bring her
the
back.
driver we also have to drive back from New York too.
Yeah, I'm like, can you
With
wait a
the
minute? I have to pick
grandma.
up my grandmother, and then we're gonna just go back.
But if there was a cool controller, maybe they would use it more. Maybe they can make something for her home and play like Xbox like on a cool arcade style controller.
Well,
or
I mean,
something
how
like
many
that.
more people can we get like into the
Is there anyone we're forgetting about now? Yeah, I was like, wait, is there anyone we're forgetting about
Yeah.
now? Our hats go off to you, Microsoft, for
Yes.
actually
Thank you very much.
being the
Absolutely.
first major developer, major company to actually
More
do
of
this. And it's
this.
very
But
cool.
yeah, let's see. We would hope that everyone else gets put to task. It almost feels like a thing that that Nintendo would have tried to do, right? Because they were always so
Oh,
inventive
yeah.
with.
Oh, they're too busy
What about
making
the
cardboard
family
toys
stuff?
with the Labo now.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta,
Yeah.
No.
Fishing?
Anyways.
Actually go fishing. The hell out of here.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Switch is kind of like that too. It's cool about the Switch is you have those two Joy-Con controllers. So maybe if it is something that's hard for you to do, or say hard for you to sit in front of the couch or something, you can kind of lay back, play with both the controllers, both your hands. But it's not like the adaptive.
Not like the
Yes.
adaptive.
Not like the
Which is
adaptive.
actually the first one that felt like it was trying to be inclusive.
Games for
So-
everybody.
Yeah.
Good work, Microsoft.
Even ladies.
Oh,
So,
for fuck's sake.
after
Yeah,
God
last
damn
week.
it.
Like the
If you
ones
guys
on the
want to
cover
see
of
our episodes last
Battlefield
week,
5.
check out our channel here. We were talking about
Yes.
Battlefield 5. Find me on Instagram. Find me in my house. I don't care. Whatever. Just
Just
Gentile.
go to his place.
That's
Bring a
creepy.
pizza, though.
Find me just on the internet, please.
Yeah, don't go to
It's
her house.
Josie
Don't
the
go.
She lives in a
Fiend.
cardboard box, so you're never going to find her anyway. And you can find me here or in jail. Just kidding.
Maybe we'll see you next time. Maybe not.
I'm not kidding.
I'm gonna kill Kyle.
Catch my kiss, America. You're going to what?